So when we open this file, we see a bunch of different folders like usual. We see an Odysseus folder, turn that on and off, and that's got two panels of him sort of reflecting as they are leaving on the boat. We've got ships and sailors, and we've got a variety of different scenes in there. Ships on the water with the great Poseidon when he comes and answers the prayer of Queen Hecuba. We've got some abstractions. These are fires and skies and things. Not too many. There's a sword clashing with a spear. Some Trojan horse panels, which are pretty striking, including a building panel, some coming out of there. There's this one of the Odysseus looking out from within the Trojan horse. Some various war panels, battle scenes, and close-up of soldiers, and other things. And then it looks like finally we have some Trojans. These are people on the other side of the battlefield from the Greek warriors in the Odyssey story. So this is what we're looking at, and what we want to do, if we also look, we'll see that it's marked off into 4 panels or 4 equal squares, and what we want to do is create just a simple, silent, you'll notice there's no balloons or captions in this one, just a simple, silent story or sequence of 4 panels that that basically communicates something, and it doesn't even matter what. And again, like most of our exercises, it's really about play. And by play I mean experimenting and being sort of curious as to how things might work. I think I'm going to start there, not for any particular reason. I like Poseidon too. I'm going to keep him, maybe get rid of the sea for now. Again, I don't have a particular plan. I just know that when I read the Odyssey of Sergeant Jack Brennan, there are certain images that are sort of sticking in my mind, or were sticking in my mind. I love these abstract ones. I think for a 4-panel comic, this might be a little too much to cram in right now. I could probably do 4-panel comics like this many, many, many times. I think for now I'm going to focus on sailors and a little bit of the war sequences. I like this. I think this is very striking with the man yelling. I think this is striking. I'm going to leave it out for now. I'm going to also leave out their losing battle. This is interesting though. If we leave, notice that these 2 panels in conjunction, this is a horrific scene early in the Trojan section. This actually, in the graphic novel itself, happens much later, but in our current version we're just manipulating the images and we're playing around. We've got this happening first, and this, maybe it's a memory, maybe it happens later. It really depends on the context that we create with the next 3 panels. I'm going to turn a few things off. And, you know, in the original story, Poseidon's sort of vengeance happens after the result of a bunch of atrocities in Troy. So maybe I'll end there. I'm not exactly sure where that 3rd panel is going to be. Maybe it could be another, maybe it could be, I don't think that guy is working quite yet. And let's see what's hiding behind some of these other pictures. Oh yeah, actually that might be a good one. I mean, that's a sad story. I'm going to leave that guy. Actually, these 4 in conjunction create a sort of miniature version of the chapter actually anyway. Yet it's upon reflection. What we're seeing are the soldiers and the sailors drinking, maybe to forget their woes a little bit. And then panels 2 and 3, we see some of the woes, some of the things that they saw, some of the things that they left behind on the battlefield. And then we see the vengeance that came upon them as afterwards. I think that's a pretty striking 4-panel sequence. There are a lot of ways that you can play with this. Another option that you can play with is using repetition. I'm going to see if I can repeat this. I'm going to turn off this woman. I'm going to see if I can repeat this drinking panel. I think I'm going to turn off Poseidon too. So I've got these 2. What if this panel happens and then this panel, again, to me it feels like a memory. happens, and then we see another panel of them drinking again, the same exact panel. It sort of reinforces the fact that they're drinking to forget. That's how I read it. If I felt like this wasn't clear to my reader, I would add caption boxes. I would add word balloons. I think for present, since I'm speaking, and I think it's clear. And you know what? There's that face of that man, the soldier screaming. I think I'm going to end it right there in a sort of emotional outcry after this. So that's a 4-panel sequence also, drinking, the memory, and the drinking again, and then the sort of like anguish that happens when you remember something that you sort of wish you hadn't. And I'm going to leave this one there. There are many other ways in which you could really work this. You've got Odysseus reflecting over the boat. I think the Trojan War or the Trojan horse images are really powerful and could be utilized in a really interesting way, even if it's just telling the story of the Trojan horse, building and waiting, and then coming out, and then you'd have to go to one of the other folders for the warrior scenes that happen. I mean, even that is a sort of powerful sequence. There are all sorts of things that can happen within these 4 panels. It's all about creating the context that one picture after another creates.